over here that are coming out. Do you know what these are, maybe?
Um, yeah, well, I don't know.
I think they might just be a flower that's just to kind of be around.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be like, what's goody, family? You know, welcome back to Jay's grass-fed garden, and I'm here with my brother Greg today at his homestead, and I'm gonna let him just explain what he's got growing on in his nice new gardens.
All right, thank you.
What's goody, Greg?
All is goody. Here we are. Just go through it. This is the first bed that we made. What was here actually prior to was this used to be used as an old wood shop, and there were all these stacks of wood, and we were able to use some to kind of form beds. And we started with this one. Got some tomatoes to kind of go through it. It's a first year garden, just kind of throw together garden to have some food and some fun. My family and I also is made up of my wife, who's done most of the planting of this, Alyssa, and our two boys. So we have good reason to be growing food. We got some tomatoes, ground cherries, or ground tomatoes, or ground cherries. And then I believe a couple more tomatoes that are just getting started.
Okay.
Those were transplanted and kind of grown earlier. A couple rows of broccoli. The space still needs to be weeded quite a bit, and now that they're getting taller, we can kind of put some type of mulch or some more soil alongside of it to give some more nutrients. And then we got a whole bunch of rows of carrot. Our boys like carrots.
Right on.
I'm almost positive that these are Brussels sprouts, these 4 big ones, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 over on that side, and then all in between the beautiful red beets, a row of kale. Like I said, this was kind of thrown together, for fun and food.
It's your
And then
first year just getting it established.
Yeah, first year us being here at all. There's so much to do here that this is like we weren't even sure if we were going to be able to do anything, let alone already what we're doing. So we're very happy and blessed to be doing that. So then we got lettuce and radishes, an old friend rhubarb that transplanted with us, as
Okay.
well as our mint and lemon balm that transplanted with us.
So what's going on
From a
over
dear
here
friend,
and this bed?
David. And then this bed was kind of okay. Let's really have some fun and explore. And you've heard the 3 sisters. How about the 4 sisters? Which really is the 4th added to it is a sunflower. And now I don't know all the technical terminology and stuff, but the way of the 3 sisters growing together, John, I'm sure, can kind of talk about that a little bit more. But it's on the simple, for the layman, there's the corn that's growing up tall stalk, and the beans that's going to grow up along with it. And then we have squash, I believe, at the base of it. That's like the original 3 sisters that I've heard of. But now we got the 4 sisters and adding the sunflower, and the squash being like a ground cover to kind of keep the root system cool during the summer. And I understand it on a structural level, but I know on a symbiotic level, there's certain nutrients that are being shared amongst the 3 and 4th plant, and I'm just not versed on that.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what the sunflower's role plays. Like you were
Yeah.
saying, I know there's an exchange of the nutrients. Like any legume is a nitrogen fixing.
Okay.
So, and the corn is a heavy nitrogen feeder.
There you
So
go.
that helps that.
The sunflower maybe is just another stalk to grow up the bean
Okay,
to kind of help perhaps,
right on.
you know. But again, it'll be fun to have another visit here and have Alyssa, share more on the subject.
Word.
You know,
Is this some onions right here?
yeah, onions.
Okay.
And
How many kinds? How many kinds of? Do you have different kinds of squash going on in here?
Yeah, the corn too. There's certain corns, and I don't know them. So that
Okay.
is what we'll find out eventually.
Yeah, that's
when
how.
we enjoy them and eat them. I know some of the corn that you gave us wasn't like apropos, like appropriate for this operation with the Four Sisters.
Okay.
But then we have some old friends that we've transplanted and come with us. Blueberries.
Nice.
That actually a friend of ours knew a guy that was getting rid of a bunch of blueberries because they were just there, and he wanted to get rid of them and make a patio. He was like, "Come and get some of these blueberries," and we got hand-me-downs. And we're looking forward to finally putting them in the ground, but this is proof and tell that this is our first year. We're going to be altering the space a little bit more to grow in. You can see now it's in the shade quite a bit. We're going to be felling some trees to open up some more space. So we're a little reluctant to put in, the blueberries that are going to bush out and have that space. So we're not there yet. And then another set of cucumbers in this corner, which I don't think I showed in that corner yet, but Alyssa made this nice little teepee.
Yeah, I like that little homemade trellis system.
Yeah, and it'll be cool to have one on each corner to see, because like you can see now, although it just got shaded by the sun, the cloud, it's sunny here now and shaded over there. But during the day, this is first in shade, and that is in the sun. So it'll be cool to kind of just experiment. This whole space is pretty experimental. Old friend oregano transplant, taking a little bit of time. We got more squash. There's nothing more fun than just broadcasting seeds and just letting them pop up and see whatever happens. That's my wife. Then she likes to do that. So we have like 8 squash that are just gonna, they're gonna take over this area, and it'll be fun for everybody.
What are these other pots you got over here?
We got kale and more tomato, rosemary, the mugwort, another tomato. This area also had a whole bunch of wild raspberries, and they're growing back. I'm not sure what we're going to do with them yet, but along the edge we got this little pot of beans, and then along the edge here we got some beans that are going to grow up onto the fence.
Okay.
Strawberries, not sure what that is with the strawberries. Oh, I didn't see this one. This one's looks like parsley.
Okay.
Sage, rosemary, and thyme.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Cooking.
That had to happen.
The rosemary's popping.
This is the chocolate mint. Really yummy. Is this the oregano though, actually?
Yeah, it could just be a different variety.
Maybe that one over there isn't oregano. Could be wrong. But this is some thyme.
It's got a different scent on it.
You remember the thyme? I was thinking, I can't even do that.
Sage, what were you saying?
Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme is the song.
Oh, okay. And then I think it'd be cool if you talked about these 2 pots real quick, how those came about.
The lemon trees. Alyssa, we just got the seeds from some organic lemons and tried to sprout them, and they sprouted, and this is like 3 years, I think. And I think 3 years. And we're happy that they're even survived this long. but not really 100% sure of how to go about, for example, the winter, other than maybe bringing them inside, but
Potentially a greenhouse situation.
yeah, potentially some type of greenhouse to keep them, warm. But yeah, and this is the other cucumber little teepee that's going to grow up nice. I will say that this is growing quicker, and we added this mulch to this stuff. It seems to be growing a little bit faster than over there, which could be the mulch or the lighting situation. I mean, what time is it now? It's only 2:50 p.m. and it's like, mostly shaded, the garden. So
I think this is a prime example of, basically work with what you have. You don't necessarily need it to look all fancy and you need to invest all this money. My good brother here and his family have literally just used what's available to them, and they're going to have harvestable crop this season. And I
yeah,
think that that's an amazing thing.
yeah, there will be food, to eat and food to share, like, no matter what. And that's like kind of all what it's all about. And barring that 550-gallon tank, which is a great investment, and we're off grid at this point. We have no electrical outside of a generator that we pump water from the river into the 550-gallon tank. We've done that once. It's new, and it just comes down through here, and there's only like 200 gallons in there, but just a little bit of that feed from good old gravity. And it works fine for now. At some point we'd like to set something up more substantial, and eventually have solar and that. But I think, barring the expense of the tank. Hi.
Hey there.
Barring the expense of the tank, I think we've maybe put, like, I don't know, maybe $200, maybe $300 into the space with all of the T-posts and this 6-foot deer fencing or 8-foot deer fencing, which we were able to fold down on the bottom and have all these rocks that we either dug up from, turning this soil, and we're able to wrap around the whole outside of the fence, keeping out any little critters as best we can. So yeah, for like under $500, you can definitely have food to eat and food to share, and fun to be had. We're growing up young children, 6 and 1.5-ish. So like, it's just, yeah, grow what you can. Utilize and do what you can, just to even have that be around and part of their lives. I'm not in here as much as I'd like to be. My wife is more, but every time I come by, Finn and Kaleo are in the garden, or like hanging out, and I don't know, I think that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about yourself, but I wasn't brought up around
No,
people growing food.
me
And
neither.
so to get that exposure at a young age, I think is going to be very valuable in the years to come.
Yeah, and I mean, the 6-year-old hardly helps with anything or ever asks, and that's fine, and eventually he might start asking, to help out. And we have a garlic growing over there that he put in, and was like, I want to plant this, and we put it over there, and that's where he gets to have his little plant. And if he wants to do more, he just asks for it, and we'll oblige as much as we can. But there's no like forcing him to do anything. Like, he doesn't, like, this is a responsibility as a parent to grow your food for your children, for your friends, and for yourself. So we have a responsibility to feed them. So whether he wants to help out or not, I want to provide this for him in our family. So
Right on, man. Well, I think that that's a beautiful thing, and I can't wait to come back and we could do a more detailed, updated version. Not more detailed, but when things start to pop a little bit more, and Alyssa's here,
Yeah.
you know, and run it through one
Yeah,
time with her, and maybe
maybe
even the youngins.
Yeah, maybe we can even, just showcase how we transfer the water from the river up to the tank, and also just like take a look at the river and see how beautiful it is. Maybe that might want to be a part of this video too.
For sure.
Um,
Yeah, well, I think who's ever watching this will get something from it.
yeah, yeah, we're in Western Mass, a little town, having fun and doing the best we can. Like I said, it's like 3 o'clock and it's half shaded, half in sun, so we're just.
Hey, it's an experimental plot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Right on, and you're only going to learn more as the observations and the days continue.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and definitely.
If possibly, you're talking about dropping a few more trees and.
Yeah, that'll definitely open things up, for next year when we get expand a little bit on this plot and get more learned of what wants to grow here and how we want to set up the area, because I think this area we can have about 2 times the size over into that area, and that's plenty. That's like, yeah, it's plenty.
And I like the fact that you guys didn't, you're sitting with it, observing it. You didn't just come in here and cut down these, some of these trees are potentially pretty old. So
yeah.
You're sitting with it and dropping 1 or 2 at a time, and then continuing on with the observations that come from that.
Observing what's coming through, and also, we need firewood too. So it's like this symbiotic relationship of, hey, you want to live here? Well, you need firewood, and it's not even for this year. Most of the stuff you have to season it for a time. So it's like I don't know, it's an ordeal when I'm cutting down any of these trees. I want to be certain about it and not take it for granted, because, like John said, they've been around here for definitely longer than I have. We just moved up here, so just want to revere them as much as we can, but also be able to go beyond the emotional side of things, where it's like, well, this is practical for this reason, and also we're going to be able to use this as a resource. Not all the trees are just going to turn into firewood. We're going to incorporate them into our buildings and structures around here. So.
And over the course of time, you're going to be giving back to the land. It's not just this take,
Yeah.
It's going to be building the soil, making it more fertile than it was, and
planting more trees too. We'll be planting mostly fruit and nut trees, but at some point, on the other side of the river or somewhere else, we'll be having orchard, and I trust that there'll be the amount of trees we take down, there'll be an equal amount planted back in, if not double. But this is 3, 4, 5 years from now, so we're just getting started at the Natural Lore Homestead. I like that name.
You got it.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Well, hey, I think it was a great introduction.
Yeah.
And
I want to definitely thank John for coming out and all that he's doing, and it's just like such a great inspiration for myself, putting himself out there on the YouTube and on the social media. Not everybody can do that, and if you're not doing it, maybe you should, and I'm getting inspired myself to video more and share this, just share whatever you got going on, and whoever wants to watch it can watch it.
Word up, man. And I just want to make a note, I wouldn't have got as inspired as I did if it wasn't for my good brother right here, and all the loving family members that I have, and continued support that I have from everyone. So thank you as well. And is there anything else you want to before we wrap up, brother?
No, wholeness and, blessed be, praise God. I'm very thankful to be here yeah, grow some food.
There you go.
Grow food, grow family, grow love, have fun. We'll see you next time.
Grow some food. You heard it here first. Maybe not first, but you heard it here. Love you all. Wholeness. Peace.